This is what happened though. Hey, that last game, I finally Mario showed me how to grab. So I'm just running like this. I was missing. I was grabbing reaching and missing. I was timing. Now that's why it's hard.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
But I was better without this. And after doing that,
I want to see you against Rob
in the basement talk. I'm your host, Riz the King.
So he's
You gonna get this man to say something stupid.
This is G-Ray coming out of St. Louis. Look at my phone. It's an argument about Rob. Man, I'm telling you. So this is real life for me.
Welcome back, Basement Talk. Riz the King with your boy.
What's up, it's G?
Yep, so this time we're going to talk about the NFL Top 100. Every year, if y'all don't know, the NFL Network gets with players and have them vote on the top 100 players of the season that just happened.
Right.
They get together, they make a whole list together, and this is the list that came out. So we're going to concentrate on the top 10, because that's like, the best 10 players in the NFL.
Right.
Based on last year, right?
Right.
So, I'm just going to go right down the list. Start at number 10. Aaron Rodgers at number 10.
No.
Out of all the players, he made 10th.
No.
But he should be where?
Top three.
Top 3?
Top three.
This is based on last season. Last season, he only played, I think, 8 or 9 games.
I understand exactly what it's based off of. But for that time period that he was out there, Aaron Rodgers is a top 3 player in his league. He is not the 10th best player. I don't care what happened. If he played 3 games, them 3 games showed you that he's a top 10, a top 3 player in his league. There's no way he needs to be a 10. No way.
I'm going to slightly disagree with you. I think 10.
Who are the QBs ahead of him?
On the list?
On the list, top 10.
You got Drew Brees.
That's a lie. Drew Brees is not better than Aaron Rodgers.
Last year, Drew Brees was better than him.
No, he just played in more games.
He played in more games, but actually better.
He's not a better player.
Let me give you a for instance, right? Last year, Green Bay, he got hurt.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers got hurt. He came back with 3 games left with a chance to get his team to the playoffs.
Right.
In them 3 games, Aaron Rodgers did not play good enough to get his team in the playoffs. So I think that weighed heavily on how people voted.
Okay, so let me shoot you down real quick. Who played more games, Carson Wentz or Drew Brees?
Drew Brees did.
Okay, so where's Drew Brees compared to Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz is number 3 on the list.
All right, so you mean to tell me that somebody who played fewer games than another guy and had the guy with the better numbers who played in more games is lower than the guy who played lesser games?
But that's not what I'm talking about, though.
So that's a precedent already showing you that it's not the amount of games.
I didn't say the amount of games. Hear me again. Aaron Rodgers came back. His team could have made the playoffs.
Right.
He did not win those last 3 games to get his team in the playoffs.
He didn't play in 3 games at the end.
The last 3, yes, he did.
He didn't play in 3
games. He played the
games.
last 3 games.
No, he
bro.
played in 1 game,
Nope.
and they lost it. And then he decided to suit out the rest of the games because they didn't want to risk any future injury. So if you actually go back and look, he sat out those 2 remaining games. They say he was through for the year after they were out of playoff contention. He did not play the last 3 games.
So the game he played to win, what did he do?
They lost.
So he lost.
They lost.
Did he play good? In the game that they brought him back, he played good enough that game to win the game.
He's played well in every game that he played in this past year. The only reason that they got him at 10 is because he didn't play the full season.
That's not why they got him at 10. They got him at 10 because when he was out there, he had a chance to get him to the playoffs. When it's said and done,
I totally disagree. You can't tell me that his place in the top 10, they got him at 10 because he lost 1 game.
He lost the game that mattered the most.
And he after sitting out for 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's out for some weeks.
So they're penalizing him for coming back ahead of time. No, I don't believe it.
I would.
I don't believe that. I think they have him at 10 because he didn't play in enough games. But they then contradict themselves by putting Carson Wentz at 3. So that's more to my point. The list is bullshit because you have a guy at 3 who didn't play a lot of games too.
So Carson Wentz, right? Since you want to jump to Carson Wentz, right?
Right.
Carson Wentz, before he got hurt, was already, people were saying he about to be the MVP. So you gotta remember, before he got hurt, he was the favorite to be the MVP.
He was the favorite.
So Aaron Rodgers was never the favorite, not week 1, not week 2, not week. It was never a point
He
in
was
time
in the-
where people were saying he was the favorite.
You
to be
can't
MVP.
say he was the favorite, but he was in the running.
He's Aaron Rodgers.
Carson Wentz-
He's gonna be in the running.
Carson Wentz could also
which is
play
fine.
himself out of that, but we will never know because he got hurt.
But he got hurt
was
like
the favorite.
he got hurt when they was already got the number 1 seed though.
Right, and that same
So he
game
got
that he got
hurt
hurt
pretty late.
in, to your point of Aaron Rodgers didn't play well, that same game you talking about, Carson Wentz got hurt and he threw 2 picks and fumbled a couple times. So
And he got hurt on a touchdown.
And he got hurt on a touchdown,
Yeah.
but he had 3 turnovers that game.
Yeah.
So let's not say, oh, it was that game. That's the reason why some person got rated low and another person got rated
But
high.
all I'm saying is Aaron
No.
Rodgers' season last season wasn't that good of a season.
No.
Injury and not
No.
injury, it was okay.
No.
It was just okay.
No.
It was had Aaron
I
Rodgers
totally
had
disagree.
Aaron Rodgers had better seasons. Outside of injuries, numbers
He's been
wise.
an MVP before. Of course, he had better seasons.
That's what I'm saying. So
That's a rhetorical
so you
question.
have to grade people based on themselves too. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't that good as you normally are, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go for you to be number 1 because you wasn't as good as you normally are. You wasn't as
That
good
makes
as yourself.
zero sense.
If
He
you
had a
good
good
yourself-
year. He had a good year based on the amount of time that he played. But that
He
right
had
there,
an
that
okay
list,
year.
he's still not 10. Drew Brees is not that. They contradict themselves by putting Aaron at 10 and saying, okay, it was for half the year, or he missed so much time that we couldn't rate him higher. But then put Carson Wentz at 3 and say, oh, well, he missed the same amount of time as Aaron, but since he was a
He missed the
favorite,
same amount of time though.
how much time did he miss?
He only missed the last few games. Nick
Okay.
Foles has not played.
5 games, 6 games?
I don't think that many.
5 or 6
I
games?
mean, I had to look at. I think Nick Foles might play 2 or 3 games before the playoffs. I think.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think.
I'll go for that. I'm not
think-
exact,
think
but I
it's a
agree
lot.
with you there. All right.
But,
so you miss out on the stretch run of the year. They still have him rated at 3. I don't think in any way. And I love Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is an amazing talent at QB. He is not. I repeat, he is not better than Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
No.
Not yet.
And I agree with you. I don't think he's better than Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
But if you just grade it based on last year, I think he had a better season than Aaron Rodgers. So that's why you got to get higher. This ranking is not based on all-time greats. It's based on
Okay.
what you did the last season.
I just respect.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I can see that point. If they're just gonna say he didn't have a better year, okay,
Right.
cool,
Yeah, that's
fine.
what I'm saying.
Is he a top 3 player? Do you? What my problem comes in with the list is Aaron Donald is at 7 on that list.
Now that's where I'm gonna come with you at.
That's a problem.
Now, Aaron Donald should be higher than Carson Wentz.
Yes.
Yes. But
Yes.
he's behind Aaron Rodgers and Carson Wentz.
Yes.
So
what
yes.
what defensive players are, I shouldn't even say defensive players. I should say non-quarterbacks. What non-quarterbacks are ahead of Aaron Donald?
9 quarterbacks. All you have is you got Todd Gurley,
Okay.
Le'Veon Bell,
Okay.
Julio Jones,
All right.
Antonio Brown.
I think that's too much. Like, if you want to say Antonio Brown as a non-QB is better, okay, I accept
Antonio Brown
that.
deserves it.
Yeah. There are not that many. There are not 5 people that are non-quarterbacks that are better than what Aaron Donald does. Aaron Donald dominates.
Yeah, he dominated last year. Last year was a great season.
Right. Week
Great
in,
season.
week out, dominates, brings a certain level of pass rush to that defense from a defensive tackle spot that's really it's not been seen the last few years.
Yeah.
The last 10 years, I would
he's,
say.
he's very young Warren Sapp-like. You know
Warren
what I'm saying?
Sapp, John
like
Randall,
Killer, right, the young guy.
Hall of Fame talent,
Yeah.
and he does it every single week. That's disrespectful to have him at 7, in my opinion.
He should be higher, but like I said, it's just, I think it's like you get lost in the shuffle. Because people don't understand how much defensive tackle, like how important they are. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Sometimes they plug the middle up, and you don't even know that they made the play. 'Cause
Right.
somebody got a tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they get lost in the shuffle sometimes. So, but with this list being voted on by players should know that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like it's kind of like I think Aaron Donald's a little low.
It's just we
You know what I'm
get.
saying?
I think football, especially nowadays, football.
With fantasy, right?
Right, fantasy football, we get caught in the maze of the glamour positions: quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Those skill position talents, we get caught up in that. We think that's the game. It's not always the game. You have to respect those other positions, those linebackers, those defensive
Yeah, there's
tackles,
lots of things going on.
ends, tackles, guards.
And that's why they got they put your boy Von Miller here up here. He made top 10. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
He's still coming off the edge. You gotta pay attention.
So wait a minute,
Regardless.
how many defensive players are in the top 10?
Just 2.
Just
Von Miller and Aaron Donald.
that's not enough respect to me. I do agree with Gurley being there. I actually think Gurley.
Gurley had a tremendous season.
In my opinion,
and they
Gurley
got
should
Gurley-
be higher than Bill.
Yes, he should be way higher than
Right,
Bill.
right.
Because Gurley came out of nowhere and it's just destroyed.
Exactly.
Just destroyed it. His
Gurley
numbers
is
better.
the Rams' offense. He doesn't have Ben Roethlisberger. He doesn't have Antonio Brown. He is the main man every single week, and he brings it. He led the NFL in touchdowns. I believe 13 touchdowns last year. That's bananas.
That's
and he's
right.
catching passes out of the backfield. He's ending games with receiving touchdowns from 50 and 60 yards out.
Yeah.
So
No. And there's no disrespect to Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is still that guy.
Yeah.
But I just think Ty Gurley had a better season last year. You know what I'm saying?
Ty Gurley is better.
Ty Gurley might be.
Ty Gurley is better.
Nah, I
they're
don't know.
close. They're close. But as far as ability and talent,
I don't know, because Le'Veon Bell do some stuff that's crazy.
he does.
He do stuff
But
that's
you know what it is
crazy.
with Bell? It's his style.
It's his style.
Le'Veon Bell's style gets people. They see that and they don't see it from nobody else. And like, man, how does this guy do this by sitting back in the backfield, waiting and picking his spots and
That's
doing
what
that
I'm
type
saying.
of
So,
stuff?
so that type of talent is something you can't be. That's something you can't
You
coach.
can't coach it, you can't teach it.
Because you got to remember, Ty Gurley, right, needs that offense to be good. You know what I'm saying? Because there have been times when the offense ain't clicking, he ain't doing nothing.
Le'Veon
You know
Bell
what I'm
needs
saying?
that offense to be good.
No, Le'Veon Bell just needs to get him the ball.
No, that's not. That's a
think
lie.
about it. 'Cause think
That's
about
a
it.
lie.
'Cause
When
think
you're
about it.
when you're on a Rams team that has a young quarterback that hasn't proven anything, that's different than playing with Ben Roethlisberger. You see different type of run sets. You
Right.
see different type of blitzes and
Totally
defenses.
agree with that. But with that same
And then
said,
Antonio Brown is there to take the top off the defense. So you're not ever gonna see 8 and 9 man fronts all the time.
he got ace box a lot.
No, he didn't get it a
I
lot.
say he did get it a lot.
No,
I think he
so-
got it.
so you
he
tell-
didn't get it
so
like,
would you-
like a terrible amount. He got it enough
So would
where
you
he was able
tell
to pick
me-
his holes and make it happen.
Would you tell me that Le'Veon Bell saw 8 man fronts the way that Todd Gurley did the last 2 years?
The last 2 years?
Yes, because Todd Gurley was.
Nah,
was
I didn't say he saw more than Gurley. I say he still saw it a lot. That's what I said.
I don't think he
There's
saw
difference.
it a lot. You don't
Yes,
put
it's a
8
lot.
man fronts with Antonio Brown on one side, and then they had
You
them-
do in 3rd and 1.
No, it didn't
Yes,
happen.
you do. What are
Virtually,
you talking about? 3rd and 1.
No,
You ain't go
they-
line. It's an 8 line.
there
It's
were
supposed to be
3
8
wide
line,
receivers on the field with Pittsburgh last year. The young
Sometimes.
kid, the
Sometimes.
kid who smokes weed and just got reinstated. I forgot his name. I drafted him.
Martavius?
Martavius Bryant
Yeah.
came back last year.
Yeah.
So you got Antonio Brown, Martavius Bryant, and then they got another young
Juju.
group, Juju Smith.
Juju Smith was there.
So that's 3 wideouts, and then you got Ben. He is not seeing an 8 man box when they get those 3 wide receivers.
Nobody sees 8 man box with 3 wide receivers.
Ty Gurley, right?
Now,
Nobody.
so if you line 3 wide receivers, you never gonna see
Ty
8 man
Gurley
box.
was seeing 8 man,
Not
8 man
with
fronts.
no, they weren't.
Yes, he
because
was.
no,
There's footage of Tavon Austin being out there.
McVay would line up them with 3 wide receivers. They may
Okay.
not have been as good as Pittsburgh wide receiver. But you line 3 wide receivers, you gotta guard them.
Look at the footage of the Rams the last 2 years. Let's take back before McVay,
What
right?
you mean, with Jeff
With Fisher.
Fisher will only line up 1 receiver. You're right. You gonna see
No,
two
there were
man.
sets. There were sets where Tavon Austin was on one side, and oh my, the Rams are so terrible. I find it hard to even think up 2 other receivers on their roster.
Because it wasn't Robert Woods.
Right, it wasn't
who-
Robert
who it
Woods,
was.
and it wasn't Sammy Watkins.
No,
It was
who it
2 other bums. Whenever
So
they
with that
were-
being said, okay.
and Gurley would still see 8 men in the box and a blitzer. So I'm not you. So go back to your point that
But go back with the team right now. Though. We're talking about last year. Last year, you just said it. They had Sammy Watkins,
Mm-hmm.
right? Had your boy, what's his name? Cooper Kupp. What's his name?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp was putting them numbers. Robert Woods is putting them numbers.
they had an explosive offense.
So they had
last year.
a whole explosive offense.
But that's why I
he
told
wasn't
you-
seeing 8 man boxes.
Yes, he was. Yes,
I'm
he
saying,
was.
listen,
That offense
not when
wasn't.
you line up 3 receivers,
when they
bro.
were-
You
yeah.
will never see 8 man body line
yes,
3
they
receivers.
were, because
You
that
will not.
offense wasn't proven in the beginning of the year. They didn't walk into the year getting respect. They had to go out and prove that first.
That's my point.
Pittsburgh didn't have to go out and prove that. Pittsburgh has been a top 5 offense the last 5 years.
Which
he is
is
not
all
seeing.
fine and dandy.
Le'Veon Bell is
But to
not seeing
say
8 man
Gurley
box.
had to deal with 8 man boxes the whole year is false.
No, I didn't say the whole
That's
year.
what that's what
I
I
didn't
said.
say the whole year.
So
I
what-
said he's seen it predominantly more than Le'Veon Bell.
I think it's even.
What you said is
It's pretty
Le'Veon Bell, if he, in any situation, he could. No, Ty Gurley saw 8 man box consistently his first 3 years in the league.
What, is this 3rd year or 4th year? The one that just happened.
This last year was his third.
Okay,
He didn't
so-
see it as much. He didn't see it as much last year
I
because
know because the offense
finally
was,
developed.
they opened it up. That's what I'm
finally
saying. For his
developed.
first 2 years, yes, because Jeff
Consistently.
Fisher is terrible.
And Le'Veon
And his
Bell,
second year, Tiger did nothing.
Le'Veon Bell, the last 3 years did not see no 8-man boxes consistently. So let's throw last year out, right? The first 2 years.
This is based on last year, though. You can't throw list. You can't throw list.
I'm just trying to give you. I'm just trying to give you a point of view. He saw 32 games worth of 8-man boxes. So remember the year before last, Todd Gurley. They
He
said,
did
"Oh,
nothing.
he fell off the map."
Right.
Oh, Todd
Because his
Gurley
team was terrible.
And what
Jeff
you remember?
Fisher was
What
terrible.
do you remember? What people were saying? Todd Gurley may not be it. He may not be the talent that we thought he
Because Jeff
was.
Fisher is terrible, right?
That's never been the case.
I know that.
Ever since Le'Veon Bell has been in Pittsburgh, guess who also has been there? Ben Roethlisberger, David DeCastro on the line, Marquise Pouncey,
It's all
Antonio
about
Brown.
offense. It's how you call your
It's
plays.
about
when you call your
personnel.
plays.
It's
And
about
how you call your
personnel.
plays.
If your personnel,
You gotta throw under the play card because that's what Cooper Kupp was a nobody. Personnel means nothing. Guess what? Put up numbers based on how the coach was calling the plays.
no, it's the
What you
personnel.
mean? So Cooper Kupp
Antonio,
good.
yes, Cooper Kupp is
Robert
good.
Woods was nothing in Buffalo, right?
Right, they gave him away for a ham sandwich. Yeah,
And he went to the Browns and became relevant all of a sudden
Right.
because somebody was calling him good plays. So
But-
it's all about plays on top. Personnel is
it's
important,
plays.
but you got to have the right
personnel is the
plays.
most important. It's not just
It's
the plays.
plays are more important to me.
So you think the plays are more important than the Joes, the guys who are actually on the team?
Yes. Now let me wrong.
No.
You can't throw out
No.
old grandma and
No.
receiver and be like run his
No.
route. You still got to have some form of
It's the
talent.
players,
But if you
man.
put somebody that's really good on a bad play calling team,
Right.
like Ty Gurley,
Right.
a black, you gonna look bad. You put my point. You said Ty Gurley was terrible with Jeff
I'm
Fisher.
willing to concede your point. Plays do matter,
Plays
and
matter
never will I say plays don't matter. Coaching matters.
Coach matter.
But if you think coaching and plays matter more than Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger and all the offensive talent they have in Pittsburgh, you out of your mind.
If Jeff Fisher was coaching Pittsburgh with them same players, they'll be terrible. Them same players, because he would call them same terrible plays. And Antonio Brown's good, but
Players matter, G. It's a reason.
I'm not saying that they don't
it's a
matter. You
reason-
still need talent.
It's a reason why Dallas can bring
If
in.
you run a 5-2, you probably can't run a go route. I don't care. I'm going to play.
What's Dallas's quarterback name?
Right now?
Right.
Dak.
Dak Prescott, right. So it's a reason why he can step into the NFL and do what he's doing because he has a great offensive line. He has a great running back behind him. Do you think that would be possible with the Rams? Does Dak Prescott have the same impact in the NFL if he would have been a starting quarterback of the Rams?
You mean the Ram with McVay or Jeff Fisher?
Jeff Fisher.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It's the
Jeff
plays.
Fisher.
That's my point.
And
It's
no
the-
Dez Bryant and no Ezekiel Elliott.
If it's Jeff Fisher, he's going to be a bum just like Jeff Goff was his first year. Jeff Goff was a bum, wasn't he?
But you still
You,
think
know, you put my point better than I am.
so you think it's the players, you think it's the personnel more than the players.
No, I think it's the coach. The play calling sets up the players to put them in the best position to utilize their talents the most. If you put any quarterback on Jeff Fisher's terrible offense, you're going to be bad.
Okay.
You put Jeff Goff on Sean McVay, 1 year difference. That's all it was. All of a sudden, this dude is cold. Like cold.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to
He
agree
was cold.
I agree to disagree with you on that. It's the players. The
Ty
wide
Gurley,
receivers.
Ty Gurley was the same player from year 2 and year 3, right?
No.
It's still Ty Gurley, what I'm saying.
No.
It's still Ty
But
Gurley,
you know
right?
what they also gave Todd Gurley? They finally who was his left tackle his first 2 years in the league?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know
Who was
who
his left tackle last year is Andrew Whitworth.
Yeah,
and he a
his
Pro
name?
Bowl tackle. So
I agree.
he got places to go.
That helped.
Jared Goff has a time to throw a ball.
That helped a little bit.
That's a player. That's
That
not necessarily a play. Now the plays do help,
plays
but
help
if
a lot.
you call them same plays without Andrew Whitworth, without the offensive line playing the way that they did, I don't care if you don't have the players to protect, to give Jared Goff that time to open holes for
I can counter that same point.
how.
Guess what? Dallas had the same left tackle, Tyron Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was there, right?
How many games was he injured?
He got injured a few games.
A
right?
few games.
But
He
even,
came back and played hurt in many more of them.
I mean, what I'm saying is, even with him being there, he was still giving up sacks all of a sudden because the play calls were not aggressive. They were too predictable. We're only going to pass on third down. You get used to that after a while. It don't matter. If I know what's coming on defense, I'm gonna be able to get you every single time. I'm gonna win on defense if I know what's coming.
It's the players, man. You still can't convince me it's not the players. Because
I'm
even
just
with
saying.
Tyron Smith out there hurt, Ezekiel Elliott playing half the games, they still were able to. What Ezekiel had? What 1,100 yards last year?
Yeah.
And he missed 6 games.
Yeah.
That's talent, man. That's players.
It's talent, but guess what? They plug in other people and they got numbers too.
What other
Dallas-
running back had 500 yards? for
Dallas. Well, they spread it out.
Oh,
They just spread it out.
So
They
Ezekiel
spread it
when he
out.
plays has 11, but no other running back has 500.
Because if you spread it out, it don't make a difference.
Does any other running back have
How about
300?
this? Who was the running back before Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas?
The running back that's in Tennessee.
DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
Guess what? DeMarco Murray was getting busy.
Right.
Because guess what? When you got
Dallas had the
plays,
best offensive line. They had the best players.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you got
That's
good
not
lines and you got
plays.
actually good
That's
it's a little bit of both.
players.
It's both.
They drafted Zach Martin,
You have
Travis
systems.
Frederick, Tyron Smith.
Systems help a huge amount.
Offensive linemen and players help.
Linemen help too.
Offensive line.
I'm not taking
When you
away
have
from
3
linemen.
Pro Bowl
But what I'm
offensive
telling,
linemen,
but you're
you
trying to
can
take
play.
away from systems. You know what I'm saying? Systems are huge.
Systems are pretty. They're nice.
They are
But
huge.
you gotta have players, man. It's a players league.
Everybody gotta have players.
It's a players.
Guess
league.
what? Players.
Whoever has the best players, they tip. Philadelphia beat.
How about this? Does New England have the best players?
Philadelphia-
Never. How about this?
Philadelphia
New
won.
England never has the best talent.
They
Ever.
have the best quarterback.
That's it. They never have
That's a player.
Hey, guess what? They rarely have the best running back. They rarely have the best receivers. They rarely have the best defensive linemen. They rarely have the best linebacker. But New England
They have,
is
the best,
always.
they have the best player at the best position.
New England is always going to be
They have
in playoff contention with whoever they plug in. They switch every
No,
time.
that's not true. They have the
Really?
best
They
player.
play every single year.
They have the best player
No matter
at the
what they
most
plug in.
important position on the field.
That's fine.
That's still
he plays no
player.
defense. He
That's
plays
still player.
no defense.
That's still
He
player.
plays no defense, right?
It's,
Does Tom Brady ever tackle somebody on defense?
who's what? Are
No
the
defense.
who's the most important player on the field?
They suffer. It depends on how you run your team.
No, it don't depend. Who's the
Who
most
was the
important?
most important player on the 2001 Baltimore Ravens? It was not Trent Dilfer. So it's how you run your team. It's based on the system, the coach,
Who's the most
and who you
who
able to
got
plug in
more
when you put
Super
them in.
Bowls? Baltimore or New England?
We know New England do.
All right, just like we know Trent Dilfer. So you still said it. So the most important is the player, Tom Brady,
It's still the coach.
and they got 5
The
Super
coach
Bowls
and the
compared to
system.
Baltimore's 2.
The coach and the system will help you. You know what I'm saying?
Players 5, coach
No,
2.
just one player.
Players
One
5.
player. Because guess what? The rest of the team
Right.
got switched up.
Right, and
New
he's the-
England has
and the
switched
player
up
is
so
the-
many players.
That's what goes to show you got to have the player. Your system could be great,
No, it doesn't
but if
mean
you
nothing.
got
How
but if
many
you got
Super Bowls does Dan
Trent
Marino have?
Dilfer,
How many Super Bowls does Dan Marino have?
0.
Is he one of the
Zero.
greatest quarterbacks ever?
Yeah.
So
Top
here was the-
5.
there you go. Top 5 quarterback ever has 0 Super Bowls. Because you need to have a
you
system
need to have
and you
players.
need all of
No,
it.
you need to have players.
So Tom Brady being there was cool.
He has
Tom,
also played
Tom
with
Brady is good.
Who's played with more Hall of Famers, Tom Brady or Dan Marino?
Probably Tom Brady.
Probably.
Probably.
100% Tom Brady.
Probably
So
Tom
if you
Brady.
give
But
Tom
it's
Brady
because
the
of the system.
same, if you give him the same amount
It's
of
a lot of the
talent
system.
as Dan
It's a lot
Marino,
of it's a lot of the system. You ain't getting enough credit to the system.
you're not giving enough credit to the
I'm
players.
giving players a lot of credit, but I've seen people
What do
swap
y'all
players out.
What do y'all think? Is it system versus players? I'm willing to mark me down. I'm rolling with the players. If you don't have the players, you don't win nothing. You don't ever win. Philadelphia didn't beat New England necessarily because they ran plays New England has never seen in life. The only play that I could even think of that was so imaginative was the Nick Foles touchdown pass.
And that won the game.
Other than that, their plays that scored 30 points before that were regular plays. They had better players.
Yeah, well, guess what, y'all? Y'all jump in there and let me know what y'all think. System versus players.
Right.
Jump in there. Let me know.